Hello, everyone. Welcome today. 7K started a new enrollment process, and I think that's one of the first things we need to get in order, because one of the things you don't want to do is start enrolling someone and you're stuck and you don't know what to do and you're calling. I already had that happen a couple of times with some people calling me, and I walked them through it. But I'm going to record this. I'm going to put it up on our team band apps, uh, and along with written instructions, and you'll have the same screens that I show here that the company showed in their, when they introduced a couple of weeks back the new enrollment process that they will be starting. Now, this enrollment process is very important. And we're right on the precipice of major, explosive global growth over the next 3, 4, 5 years, and continued explosive growth, of course, border to border, in all 50 states. And I want and this is a step in the major right direction. This is going to prevent fraud. This is going to prevent a lot of potential identity theft. So what we're dealing with is gold and silver. We have a sound money wallet. We all know it's encrypted. We all know it's secure. We got a vault, but this prevents fraudulent people from entering into our system one of the better way. And it makes sure that everyone that is enrolling is a real person and not some bot. Okay. And so I want you to understand it may be a little different than the simplicity that we had before, but it's also going to help us correct a lot of mistakes that are made, because it'll become abundantly clear. Sponsor is right up front, right in the beginning, not at the end. Okay, and I love that about this new enrollment. So let me get right to it and start going through and share my screen, going through some of the processes here. Let me find it here, and let's go right here and see if I don't have, I'm going to stop and I'm going to come back, share that again, make sure it shares properly on the board. And let's see if we can't get everything here on the screen, get this stuff off on the side, and I'm going to kind of scroll up and down a little bit, help everybody. So when you click on the Get Started, same link on our website, either in the back office or when you don't even enroll, and you're sending a link, so people are going to see the Get Started link. And if everybody understands what I'm talking about, I'm going to go right here. It's that Get Started link right there. Okay, we'll come back here, and what they're going to do is see this first screen. Now, this first screen, they will select which country they're enrolling in. Now, remember, if a person, even if they're living in a foreign country and they have a U.S. address, they have a U.S. tax ID, it's always going to be more advantageous for them to become a member in the U.S. And they can still have products shipped to them in any of the countries we're shipping products to, but it's more advantageous to them to be in the U.S. unless they want to enroll in the country they're residing in with their U.S. tax ID. So they will select by clicking on it which country, and all the countries that we're open in will start to appear on this screen, and then you will see their sponsor's name if they clicked on your link. that you sent them, the 7kmetals.com/username. If you sent them that link, or you're working with them, you're sitting down, your name will show up there. If not, they will need to put your username in, so you will need to coordinate what your username is. They'll enter it, and then they'll see it's you. Okay. Now they will put their first name and their last name, and now starts the process of validation. And if they're them are not a real person, they will enter an email back, their email address, and then you will click get started. And the first thing it's going to do is it's going to send 7K is going to send them an email to that email address they put in. So if you're in one city, they're in another city, you can be walking them through this process. If they're sitting right by you, they're going to have to be able to access their email, because they'll click on that email and it'll come to them and says, click, and it will say that then they can proceed with their enrollment process. Okay. So there's no fake emails out there, that it belongs to a real person and it matches that person. Because as you know, we can have only one email account to one membership. That one email cannot be in another membership. It can only be in one. Okay, then the new member will get this email, and Joy, Blake, Roy, Jack, John, whoever, and they'll click right here on the continue enrollment. And then thanks to Joy she's put these things together. That's a person in our group and the Todd Father team. And I just used theirs instead of the pictures I had. They're a lot better. Okay. And so then it would take them right back to the enrollment process. And now they're going to choose which enrollment. If they're a buyer, of course, they're going to get the $199. If they want to be a business and build as a business and help us grow this fabulous opportunity, they'll choose the premium. Now, hopefully you've already talked to them before you started the enrollment process. If not, you can explain the differences right there between the two. Now, there is these basics. Now, there was a link before about other types of membership. These are memberships we don't recommend people start with, but they're available. If they click on those, you'll see what they are. It's just a sales membership or restrictive. We do not recommend, I definitely don't recommend those. Okay, but you can look at them if you want. And then what they're going to do is get their 4 autosaver choices to select which autosaver that they would like. Then the next screen that's going to come up is for one time only. And we won't know what these products are unless you want to test the system by putting in a real name, being able to do this, maybe, a child's name or something like that. You can kind of test the system up to a point, but then you won't be able to complete it. And you wouldn't want to complete it if you're testing it to see the screens yourself. Okay. But what they're going to have is products that unique, exclusive, rare. Some of you may have seen them that you bought, but they're at a lower price. They will never, ever get an opportunity to buy these products again at this price, not in 7K. Okay. In fact, they may, and they may, when they join and they go to the product list, they may see that same product, but it's going to be at a higher price, even though in our product is member price, but they're getting it pretty close to cost for the company giving it to them. And so the next screen after they select or defer to the select later, choose none. Okay, they don't have to choose any of these products. It's where they can get some unique products in their hand right away when they join. That's what that's all about. And I would take the time to encourage them, let them know it's you make no points on these products. You make no money on them. So let them know that. And no one else does. They're getting them basically at pretty much at cost, but less than our member prices that we get once they become a member. Now, here's the great part that I love now, because they either are coming in as an individual or they're coming in as a business. So they select which one. That means they're going to be coming in as an individual with their Social Security number. If they come in a business, they have to have an EIN number, a business tax number. Okay. And that's the next screen will take them. And first, let's do the personal one. Okay. And so here, whatever name they enter in here, like Bob Reid or Joy, June, Larry, and their last name, that will be the name that they will be recognized in 7K at events and for awards and everything. Whatever name they enter here is their recognition name. So make sure they know that, but it can be changed, of course, in your back office, in your profile. And so that is recognition name. They can put in their, like Robert Reid here, like mine, my first name is Robert. So I can put in Robert Reid, and then down recognition name, I could put Bob Reid. See, you can put your nickname or whatever you want for recognition in that second blank. Okay. Then you need to put in your date of birth for that person, and it needs to match. Okay, because it's going to match all the document, especially in your Sound Money wallet verification and your tax verifications. And so month, day, year for an individual. Then, of course, you put in your shipping address. And then you click continue, brings you to your next screen. Now, step 2 in verification. Remember, 1, they sent an email to the actual email. They had to click on it. Now, if you're entering this data for them and they're on the phone with you, they still must verify these, and then they're the ones that gets this process going. You still can do that, okay? But they've got to be involved in this process, or otherwise you can't enroll them, okay? Because it has to be verified. Email, click, continue, brings them to the screen. Then they're going to get a verification, a validation code text to their cell number. So they enter their cell number, click test, or text me validation code right there on that little blue, and then they will get a validation code that needs to be entered right here to go to the next step. So if they're right there, you just type it in for them, or they type it in. If they're enrolling themselves, they're not going to have any problem with any of this. This is kind of like you're setting up your bank account, setting up anything else. Okay, if they're not right there, let's say they're in another location, you're doing it on the computer because they can't get on the computer. They need to tell you what that verification code is, and you enter it and click verify and continue. Okay, that'll take you to the next screen. Okay, the next screen is where it confirms your enrollment information and the membership that you want. And so it takes you through this process. Who's your sponsor, what membership you want, what autosaver you want, you know, do you want to jumpstart in products, getting them at a price that you'll never get them at again, and your personal or business info, okay? And so what you'll come to the next part, they're going to summarize everything for you. You will now put in your payment, and they will need to put in their credit card information, and their all parts of their credit card to be validated, expiration date, security code, country, everything, their billing address, match that name on that credit card and that billing address on that credit card. Even if your shipping address is different, everything's got to match the payment card, okay? And that's a key function. So next is they're going to create their own username, okay? That's their login credentials. So it'll be 7kmetals.com/. They only put in what's after the /, just like you did. None of that's changed. It's just the screens look a little different. And we go from one screen to the next screen. So they put in the screen, the username, and they put in their password, their initial password, which they can change later after they log in. Make sure they know that. And y'all might want to you can use this video walking through the process. If you want, you could send them the video to how to enroll with these screens and instructions. Okay. And so the next thing, it's going to verify the autosaver that they signed up for, and it lets them know they can turn this off anytime. So just because they sign up for the autosaver to begin, which they should, because it's going to ship either the 1st or the 15th, and then we can change that date. Let's say they enrolled, you know, on the 8th, and it set it for the, you know, it should set it for the 1st, okay? But what if they enrolled on the 4th? And then it probably is, or 7th, it sets it on the 5th. The computer does that, the company does that. We can then go in and change that date later, okay? So, but they realize that this does not obligate them every month. So for a new person, they have those kind of questions. For us, we understand we aren't ever going to get off our autosaver. That's the things that accumulates wealth for us and builds wealth for us and enables us to stay active, get the 7K Advantage app discounts on everything we buy, and it really keeps us active in the business to earn a commission check. Pretty powerful. But they need to look, and they can read anything, but they check this box. They must check that box, okay? And then, of course, our agreement that we have, our associate agreement, they need to read the terms. They can click on there and read it if they want, the whole thing, or read it later, or just scan it, whatever. But they must check this box to be able to proceed to become a member. And the agreement pops up if they click on that link, and they just click that box that we were talking about, saying they've read and agree to the 7K terms and conditions of membership. Now, the new enrollment will be complete, and it comes up, and just like it always does, we have everything here that's all checked, and they will say, hello, welcome, just like they are, welcome to something, and they can log in. Now, a few things about if we did the business membership. Now, this process is going to look a little bit different, and there's additional business documents that will be required for a person that's enrolling as a business. So that business must already be established, okay? Because they're going to ask you for the document. You must have that, like the printout when you apply for an EIN from the IRS, irs.gov, where you get your employment identification number, and it's attached to a social security number. If any of you done that process, if you haven't, you need to learn that process, okay? For when you want to become a business or want to get a EIN, and for either an LLC or subchapter S or C Corp or whatever. But we do not have partnerships. There are no partnerships in 7K. It's just individual and businesses. Okay. And so what documents are required? We'll go over that real briefly here. And then when they come in, if you'll see this enrollments down here in your back office now, when you go to your dash, when you log in, you're going to see your different links for your dashboard profile. Now you'll see enrollments, okay, and you can click on that, and they'll come up who your enrollments were, okay, and they'll have the name, the email, the member when they join. I want to go. I don't have the slides for. Let me stop here. Let me see if I can't pull up a few slides on the business and go to another screen share. I might kind of review a few more of these slides again once, so you can see them in a different format. These things are, again, going to be posted in our team, okay? And so just to kind of go through it again, they select their country, okay? Once they select their country, then they'll enter in, they'll see their sponsor's name, or they enter in the username with you telling them. It'll say Blake, okay, we use Blake Davis, our VP of marketing. I'm using his slides now that he showed us, of course. And then once they validate, this is the email that comes to them, they must click on that. So it comes to their email, not your email. Once again, real quick. Then they select which preferred is the standard $199 or the $499. And then if they do click on this, I want you prepared to understand, to explain that. This sales center only, this is all you get for it right there. They can just sell, okay? That's all. And if you'll read the details, I mean, they have an e-commerce site. They can earn e-commerce commission, but there are no points on this, okay? And if you duplicate that, that's just duplicate. Everybody just got a sales center, and it's $180 per year, okay, to get the websites, to get the administration, to get the support. But that's all you get, those two things right there, period. Okay, restricted membership, if none of you know and never clicked on that before, that's $99 per year, and there's 15 points that come with that. And that's for just people who just they just don't have any money, and they can't even scratch up $200, okay, to be a buyer. Because here, look, you're restricted. These are the only things you get, and you must buy a 15-point or 20-point autosaver every month. That's a requirement. If you do not buy that, your account is canceled. Okay. So, of course, that's why I don't recommend that at all. So I wanted to show you that real quick. And we're going to go back to what we recommend and why we recommend. And everyone knows I recommend the $4.99 plan. Okay. Now, again, here's our 4 autosavers. They select the 4 autosavers. Once they select their autosaver, they take it another screen. One-time only product purchase at prices that they will not see again. By 7K to them. Then we went through the individual. I'm going through these to try and get to the business point, but I want to review the individual and the other screens with you again. Blake Davis, Blake, date of birth, all that kind of stuff, all the address, okay? And then what is next? When you have an address, if this screen pops up and it says this is the preferred, even though the addresses look the same, almost the same, use the preferred address. Okay, so you confirm it. Use the one that's checked. Don't use the other one. Okay, because they're trying to get the actual, all those extra codes for the actual shipping address. Next is the verification of their phone number. They enter their phone number. You say, text me the validation code. Then you will enter the validation code, and you'll be able to go to the next screen, which is the payment screen. Okay, and it gives a summary. Again, we don't have the screens for the individual, but I'm going to for the company, but I'm going to tell you what they are. Okay, you're going to have a company name, which you enter the company name. You enter the EIN of it, and you must have, again, that document to send in from the IRS.gov. Now, if you're an LLC, an S Corp, or C Corp, then the company will be contacting that new person, asking them to send in their articles of incorporation or a copy of their one-page charter, which lists the controlling member or members in that company. That's what that is. And so I'm really happy that we've got this new sign-up process. It's online right now. That's what people are using, and most of the people that are enrolling right now are, once they do it once, it becomes like riding a bicycle. You can always get up on it and ride again. So I hope everyone that was real clear. I'm gonna put this video up as soon as our training is over, and if you have any problems, remember, support is available. So everyone knows where you get your numbers from support, right? I'm gonna go back to our screen again, see if I can find it here. At your website, if you go down to, I can't do that. I should have, I'm in my website signed in. But if you'll go down to your website at the bottom of your, not your website, I'm so sorry. Look at me. Bingo, go to 7K's website, but I got to log out. Well, if you go to just 7kmetals.com, as soon as I log out, I'll get there. If you go to 7kmetals.com, you can always find how to contact the company, and you can tell your new people that that's the right way to contact the company. Right there. There's the email, support@7kmetals.com. There's the phone number, and there's the office hours. And by the way, there's your policies and procedures, terms, an income disclosure statement, which we always know we should always show and talk about our income. I did not talk about income today. I just talked about the enrollment process. So I hope everyone has a great enrollment period starting now and during this period of super growth that we're about to experience. Thank you.